Oh, seems the lens is dirty. So day 10, Wednesday. I'm not fishing today. I got up too late, so that's disappointing. I was up at 11. I really need to be up at 8 or 9. So that's it for this trip. No more fishing because I don't want to get back, fish till 10 tonight, and then in bed by midnight and have to be up at 7. So I'm just packing and chilling. So I more or less packed my big backpack, put away the fishing gear, packed away the waders, packed away the wading boots. Not totally dry, but that's alright. So then I have to clean all the pans and pots, and then I can chill the rest of the day and go to bed early. Go to bed at 9 or something. Get up at 8. 3 hours is enough to clean out the cabin, I think. I'll get up at 7, really. 4 hours. That should be plenty of time, and then it's pissing down tomorrow, so I have to wait 2 hours for the taxi. I'm going to have to stash my backpack in the toilet block, I think, otherwise it'll get soaked. And I'll get soaked. Gotta wait 2 hours. Kinda sucks. So, they're leaving. Thank God. So, disappointing, but... So I lost 3 days. Well, 4 days if you include the rainy day, out of 10. Out of 9. 4 days out of 9. I fished 5 days. That's probably enough, and I fished 7-8 hours yesterday. That was quite a long session, because I fished the morning and the afternoon and the evening. I don't think there's any fish here. I mean, I saw 2 jump, but I'm not catching anything. So I could go out, swing the fly all day, and you could just get zip. Could go out tonight if I unpack everything, but I'm not going to. And then I'm back too late, basically. Too late means going to bed at midnight and getting up early. That's not cool. So that was it. Strike out. I thought so. I thought I'd at least get a little trout or something, or a baby salmon, but not to be. Wow, I spent a lot of time and money chasing that salmon with no result. So that is disappointing, and that's the only disappointing part of the trip. The rest has been good. And then tomorrow we have a real nightmare switching trains. I've only got 7 minutes, and then I have to somehow fit my backpacks plural, on the train, which is not cool. So that sucks. I don't know how I'm going to do that. And then I have a lot of food to bring back. Quite a bit. I'm going to have to throw out most of it. No beer to throw out. There's only 3 left, and that's for this evening. Anyway. Okay. So, day 10. Well, the table is still a mess, but I've cleaned the pots and pans, and that was a nightmare because I had lots of melted parmesan, which it's stiffened. That was terrible. So, one more day. No more fishing. I've packed up, more or less, just the clothes I need tomorrow, and fridge. I'm going to see how much I can take. I can't take all of it. Take some parmesan. 1 parmesan and a block of parmesan, I guess. I've got my bread rolls ready. I still have 3 beers and some rosé wine. Gonna have to throw away 1 dinner. I should really take it. I'm short on space. I'm gonna have to. I'll eat a tortilla chips today. I'm gonna have to throw away 1 potato chips. I've already thrown away some other food. I had a little too much, but not way too much. I'm taking home quite a bit too much though. Like 2 salami, a cheese, 2 cream cheese. I'm gonna see if I can fit it in. That'll keep on the train journey. And it's gonna pour, so I've got my rain pants out, and it's gonna be 10 degrees, miserable. Oh, it looks like the dickheads are moving. White trash is moving, thank God. Don't have to lock up my cabin every time I walk out the door now. Yay! Good riddance. White trash. They literally camped. Had their table set up right here, right outside my window. They've left a towel though. Oh well. Maybe the campers are coming back. I've no idea. Huh. Damn it, that means they'll probably come back. Yet another camper van leaving. So 2 cabins over there taken, but it'll fill up tonight. For sure. Maybe not, because it's forecast pouring rain all day tomorrow. So I'm gonna get soaked. Kinda sucks. And then I've got to kill an hour and a half on the train station. Anyway, but I have to be early to actually fit my backpack in there. So it's going to be a tiny train again. 2-carriage train. I'm on carriage number 2. I'm not sure. A lot of motorcycles. So I can leave my baggage in the kitchen over there, which is good. Otherwise it gets soaked. So I could have fished this evening, but I really didn't feel like the stress of packing tomorrow morning. I mean, that took me 4 hours, and I still haven't really finished packing and cleaned the cabin. So anyway, so I'm gonna just I think chill with a beer at 3 o'clock and look at the footage on the camera. Not much else to do. I could read a book, I guess, but it's always fun to look at the footage. I've taken quite a bit of footage, including some fly fishing footage. See what my casting looks like. Not very good, probably. And it's sunny. So, chill day today. But boy, I lost 4 days out of 9 fishing. So I fished for 5 days. 6:45. A Swedish family next to me. 2 Swedish families. One of them who's out fly fishing right now. You can see the sun hitting that mountain. That's pretty cool. So I'll get some photos of that. And then I have to get dinner on and be in bed early. Campsite is empty, more or less. So, crowd over there. Anyway, but I'm more or less packed. So just the food left, sleeping bag. I get on all my rain gear tomorrow. That kind of sucks. Anyway, I'll get a photo of this mountain up there. Now watch the videos now, all of them. All 240 or whatever there are. So just as well I bought big SD cards. But that's enough for 10 days. That's enough for an expedition. 512 gigs. And that's loads. You're not going to use that up maybe on a month-long vacation you could. And then I have another 128 gigabyte card as a backup. So anyway. Last dinner. Thai chicken. I still have carbonara in the freezer. I have to either take home or throw out. Taking home most of the food though. I had to throw out 12 of these better bolage, which were a bit too sweet. But I'm taking home most of the food. So I'm taking home, and then I threw one crepes and chili thing, but I'm taking home cheese, salami, cream cheese, parmesan, mayonnaise goes in the bin, then I've got ready-made sandwiches, and I had a beer. So anyway, but it's looking pretty neat and organized. It's only 7:30. I'm just going to eat standing up straight from the pan, so I don't have to wash up any more plates. And there was a Middle Eastern group who boomed their music and started dancing around. Afghanis or from Iraq or somewhere. So who knows? And there's the fly fisherman walking away. Didn't catch anything, I guess. Anyway, Swedes fly fish, Danes trap lures. But I mean, those Danes had a lot of money if they were fishing on the other side. And now you see there's no car and no tent right outside my window, which is great. Thank God they're gone. Bogans. Last glass of rosé. Early to bed. It's 8:20. Be in bed by 9. Camping is empty. Everyone's going to bed. He's hung out his waders, which is fine. There's no one here. I wouldn't have done it last night with those bogans, though. So let's get an overview of the camping last night. Then it's going to pour tomorrow. So I have to go rain pants. It sucks. Quite a few people jump off that high dive. It's pretty high. You can get a good jump. There it is. Goodbye camping. Well, I had 2 nights. Dodgy people, but otherwise it was fine. And then I had about 3 or 4 nights where it was too full. It's very deep there. So the new neighbors, again Swedes, the fly guy went downstream and he actually caught 2 small trout, salmon. So anyway, I advised him to pack away his rod and waders and stuff to be on the safe side, which it looks like he's going to do. Or maybe not the waders, but I had my waders out for 7 days and they were fine. No one steals wet waders and wading boots. Some massive mountains. I mean, even if you don't catch fish, which I didn't even have a bite, not even a small trout. It is a really spectacular place to not catch fish. It's by far the most spectacular river I've ever fished. So, definitely coming back, I think. Maybe, I mean, the fishing sucked. And it was very expensive. So, I don't know. It's quite a small bridge. One-way traffic only, you gotta wait your turn. So, anyway. Big river, more than deep enough for salmon. Much bigger than Erlandselvi. Much bigger. And some good fishing spots. But, I mean, well, I fished 5 days out of 9. But that's still 5. Some pretty solid efforts of fishing and not a single bite. Although I saw 2 fish jump, so that's a bit disappointing. So, I mean, put enough time, money, and effort into it. So, I mean, got to see Rauma, finally, and Alsness. Been meaning to come here for years. And it was pretty simple. Just jump on a couple of trains. Train from Oslo, change trains, and then you're there. Of course, 6 hours later, but I mean, 6.5 hours, but 6.5 hours isn't really that long. You know, considering it takes 7.5 hours from Bergen to Oslo. It's even longer. The only problem is the stress of getting all your luggage onto the trains, which I have to stress again tomorrow. So that's a stress moment, I guess. First train will be fine because I'll be there early. I'll be the first person on the goddamn train. Second train is a problem. It smells like barbecue. I think the caravan over there is barbecuing. So this is end day 10 and the night, 10th night. I'll leave tomorrow and then the adventure is over. And then hopefully I get some fishing at Hagestad, go for a camping trip. Totally different kind of fishing, trout fishing, and only for little guys. Maybe 500 grams, 500 if I'm lucky, but most likely 300 grams. So anyway, well, last night in my cozy cabin I've cleaned everything. Cleaned the table kind of. I had to throw away 12 bread rolls, that kind of sucked. Otherwise, I'm taking home that food plus the parmesan, and I've got some ready-made bread rolls for breakfast and lunch on the train. Mayonnaise probably has to go in the bin, and just short on space. And then this has to go in the bin, the pasta carbonara, can't take that. Maybe I should. I mean, it depends. I can't have a huge backpack because let's see how tiny it is. There's no space on these SEOD trains. Really hardly any space. My backpack is already pretty huge, so I can't fit it in the overhead compartments because they're a lot smaller than the NSB or the V compartments. So anyway, I got water for coffee tomorrow. I'm definitely taking instant cappuccino back and sugar back, and I'll have my headphones in my pocket because I've got 6.5 hours, of which is only an hour is interesting and the rest is boring as shit. It's all flat and it'll be raining, so I'll put on some tunes. And then I'm not sure I can take potato chips and tortilla chips. I'd like to take them, but it's an extra bag, and I'm not sure I want to take 3 bags. I may have to bin it. So but didn't lose too much food. So it's 10 to 9, going to bed really early, and I've put my alarm for 8, so I should get 10 hours sleep. But all I've been doing recently is sleeping. So I mean, all yesterday, sleeping. Swede caught 2 fish, damn it, that's typical. 2 tiny trout, admittedly, but he caught fish on the first day. So, anyway, there are better fisher people than me. So, time to crawl into my crappy sleeping bag. It's really bad. Old Leeming LUT summer bag. I think I have about 3 of those. But that's all you need for summer in a cabin like this, which gets pretty hot. And nothing's been stolen. He's leaving his waders out, so you can see there. I think that's safe. I left my waders out for about 7 days. Nothing happened to them. Nobody steals wet waders or wet wading boots. But fly rods definitely have to go in. And then there's no one here on the camping. There's 1 caravan, 3 cars, people camping down by the beach, but really there's almost no one. So I mean, there's a small crowd at the reception. They're probably wondering what to do. This is, 5 to 9, no hotel rooms available all the campings are full, no cabins, and they're in a car. So I mean, just gesticulating, wondering where to go. They're a group of Middle Eastern or Italians or something, who knows. Strange. Anyway, yeah. So if you're in a car, you may as well bring a tent, because then you can always just pitch your tent in the camping or in the bush, and you'll be fine. Just by the side of the road somewhere in some farmer's field, which a lot of people do. And then you can see outside the towel is still there, whoever left that, not me. And then I just have a face mask. I'll use that tomorrow. I'll be the only one using a face mask. I haven't showered for 10 days, so deodorant. I'll shower when I get to Stosa. That'll make it 11 days without a shower. That's pretty gross, but I forgot to buy soap. But the showers here were fine. I mean, they're nice. I could have showered. And I even brought a towel. But I'm going all feral. Yeah, so other passengers will just have to put up with lots of deodorant. And then I'm leaving behind trash bags and these towel things and some other towels and some scrubs or some whatchamacallums. But I mean, it's not a big job now to pack up. I've got my dirty clothes in a bag there. It's a pretty comfortable little cabin. I mean, I wouldn't want to change the fuses, and that's the fuse box. Oh, you can't see it, it's pitch dark. The fuse box is up there, and these really old-fashioned ceramic things. But it's got, plugs, plenty of plugs. I wouldn't want to run too much voltage off them, or too many watts off them. But I mean, it takes, and there's a heater. When it gets cold, come here in August, and there's 2 hot plates, which is more or less what I expected. And there is a kitchen if you really want to do some fancy cooking, but then you have to get your food from the kitchen to the cabin. So that's be simple, but I'm most pleased with this giant, well, not giant, it's a small one, but by camping standards it's giant, because I usually just have a bar fridge. This huge fridge here, space for wine and beer and food and water and you name it. That was really good. So I mean, he did well there. And I met him, he's a nice guy. He spent the whole time mowing the lawn, so he's really keen on keeping the lawn pristine, like a golf course. It's on his little mower, and then chopping the hedges and so on. I mean, I assume he has a farm as well, which he takes care of, but I mean, this seems to be what he does during the summer. So, anyway. And I had no trouble understanding him, so I can understand Nordmøre accent. So, I might have one more cig, and then I'll go to bed. And then I'm still charging. Oh no, they're charged, so I can put that away. The battery on my on this thing, the camera, Panasonic, is fully charged. So I have, and this one is running down. But and then I have to somehow find space. Oh wow, there's a huge group. No, it must be Indian. That many people in 2 cars. And they're just wearing ponchos, like these cheap plastic things. I bet they're Sri Lankan or Indian. Fit that many people in. They're not really going to tent here, are they? Really? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people in 2 cars. They must be Sri Lankan or Indian. Surely. Yeah, it looks like they're here to stay. They're unpacking. That's really weird. Let's zoom in. It's only focusing on... There we go. So that's really... Oh, they're tenting. Really. Well done. That's very unusual for South Asians. Head to toe transparent ponchos. We might get some what do you call it, Ravi Shankar on the speakers in a bit. Some sitar music going. Yeah, they're tenting. That's amazing. They're not huge cars either. They're kind of medium-sized station wagon hatchbacks, and they fit that many people in. That's crazy. Anyway, all right. So zoom out again. Just about time for bed, but this is the last day, day 10. It's Wednesday. And then I get up early, day 11. I'll have some footage of that as well. But that's really just a morning coffee and a bread roll, and finish packing and then clean out this place, which is not much left to be cleaned. Just give the table a wipe and empty the fridge. And then it'll be raining, so I'll be in rain pants and rain jacket, or my fishing jacket, and then hope my boots don't get soaked. This is on auto ISO, but I think it's pretty dark. So anyway, it's still light outside, and it'll be light all night, even now. Anyway, okay, it's on ISO 6400 though, so I think the autofocus on this camera works okay. It's a little slow, but I mean it works. Well, they're still setting up. I take it back. There were 3 cars, so that makes sense, 4 each. You don't really have 6 people in hatchbacks. And there are obviously some of the children have grown up here, because I heard them speaking Oslo Norwegian. Mor, putter. Whereas the parents are probably first generation immigrants. And they could be Bhutanese or Nepalese. Didn't really sound like Indian to me, or Sri Lankan, but I'm not sure. Could be Sri Lankan. A lot of Sri Lankans in Norway. A lot of tigers, Tamil tigers. Haha. Tamil Elam. So anyway, it's time for whoops focus. They can set up. It's hardly raining anymore. They got about 3 or 4 tents. I live in luxury. Whole cabin to myself. You wouldn't want to be too. I mean, it's quite dark now. It's auto ISO, but if I wonder if 6400A. Here we go. 51 2200 ISO. Be grainy as hell, and not recommended, but you can see. So, and of course the outside is totally blown out. But it's pretty small, but for one, focus, does focus eventually, depth by whatever defocus, but it's pretty luxurious. But if you were 4 people here, you have to move all the chairs out. It'd be pretty crammed. I should really do manual focus. So it'd be tight. The table is nearly clean, and I don't flip the screen out because I'm too lazy, but I'm assuming I'm in focus, or maybe not, or blown out. But from tomorrow I can do some shots in the morning with this camera, but then it's the GoPro, because again this is in the bottom of my day bag. So I start the trip with the GoPro and I end it with the GoPro, which is fine. I mean, the footage from the GoPro Hero 8 Black is not nearly as good as this, but it's okay. And the audio is good and the stabilization is amazing, much better than this. And then there's the huge backpack, which is going to be a nightmare to get on the train. So that is the part that sucks. The only part I'm worried about tomorrow, well, catching the train at Dumbos, the next train. I've got 7 minutes to run out of the train, find the right carriage, find the seat, and find the space for my luggage. And then fitting my luggage in the first place, especially on the second train, is not cool. That's a bit of a nightmare. So, anyway, it's 10 past 9. So that's really early. If I dial down the eye so you can see outside, it's not raining. I can focus. And I don't have a car right outside my window and tents and people partying with their cheap wine spritzer. Jesus Christ, talk about white trash. So, all good. So I can put you away, and then I'll see you again probably back at Ustosa, and then I'll take you along for the camping trip to Hagestad. I hope that happens.